What's up, people? For anyone who cares or even noticed the delay since my last video, I've spent about a week wallowing in my own crapulence after what my wife called a week of heroic drinking whilst visiting my family in Wyoming. Why the overindulgence, you may ask?
You ever been to Wyoming?
Hello?
Oh god, it sounds horrible.
But now I'm back, and though I have several topics I'd like to discuss, I thought I'd work my way back into the process with a short little video.
I was gonna just ram it home. No, I was gonna lube it up and ease it in there inch by inch, like a gentleman.
So today I want to talk about celebrity grifters. And specifically, I want to focus on a certain tactic individuals display when desperately grasping for attention they may once have had. The idea for this topic was prompted by a man named Spencer Eldon.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Glad you asked. He's the guy who was the baby on the cover of Nirvana's breakout album Nevermind back in 1991. And on Tuesday of last week, he filed a complaint accusing the band and several others associated with the album cover of knowingly producing, possessing, and advertising child pornography. And wouldn't you know it, this all comes on the eve of the album's 30th anniversary.
I am shocked. Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
In the off chance you knew who this guy is, it's likely because he's never been shy about being the Nevermind baby. He has the album title tattooed on his chest, and he's previously taken part in commemorating both the 15th and the 25th anniversaries of the album. I guess with this being the last benchmark before the 50th, he felt it was time to cash in now. After all, it's not like the band had agreed to help him promote his artwork. That's right. In a 2016 interview with GQ Australia, Eldon lamented not having a choice in everybody seeing his freaking penis. When asked when his feelings on the matter had changed, he said, "Just a few months ago when I was reaching out to Nirvana to see if they wanted to be part of my art show, I was getting referred to their managers and lawyers. Why am I still on the cover if I'm not that big of a deal?"
And the truth shall set you free!
There you have it. The kid's butthurt because not only is he not getting royalties, he can't even guilt trip the remaining members of the band into helping him promote his artwork. I mean, if he were serious about the exploitation and child pornography charges, then why aren't his parents named as defendants in the case? You know, since they're the ones who allowed him to take part in the photo shoot in the first place. My guess is it's because he's looking for $150K from each of the 17 defendants, so he's not interested in the $200 his parents got paid back in '91. I mean, $200, that'd get an artist what, like 2 cases of phthalo blue? This reminds me of a few years ago when Molly Ringwald, at the height of the Me Too movement, penned an article for The New Yorker decrying the sexism in the movies she made with John Hughes back in the 80s. You know, the only thing anyone remembers her for? 30 years later, she's going to come out and take shots at that which is responsible for whatever platform she still may have. She says in the article how inappropriate Hughes' writing was and even seems to imply that hers and Judd Nelson's character's relationship in The Breakfast Club stunted her emotional development, saying she was well into her 30s before she stopped considering verbally abusive men more attractive than the nice ones. I mean, she realized that she was making movies, right? And that they were pretending to be characters. And if some of those characters are adolescent boys, they might be written as crass, immature, and also probably a little sexist. Or just recently when Scarlett Johansson spoke out against the over-sexualization of Black Widow. She never brought this up in the first 10 years of playing the character. Not until she was killed off and then brought back for one last hurrah in an absurdly planned posthumous origin story did we hear her reflect on this. It's almost like she didn't want to ruffle any feathers back then. Or more likely, now that she'll no longer be part of the MCU going forward, she can play the victim card to her advantage. And take Alyssa Milano.
Please!
Though never really having any talent, she somehow managed to obtain a good amount of popularity over the years. And when that waned, she latched on like a face hugger to the Me Too movement, becoming one of the most vocal opponents to the appointment of Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court based on allegations of sexual assault levied against him. Fast forward a couple of years, and when her candidate for president faced similar allegations, she remained mostly silent. And even though she heard and saw Tara Reade, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean, she continued to support Biden, saying that We have to sort of societally change the mindset to believing women, but that does not mean at the expense of not giving men their due process in investigating situations. It's got to be fair in both directions. That's rich, given that she didn't call for similar due process in Kavanaugh's case, straight up calling him a sexual predator based on those allegations, and saying he shouldn't be confirmed because of them. There's a thread of victimhood that runs through all these instances, whether they're implying that they are one themselves or by using the victimhood of others to get their names out there. Obviously, Scarlett Johansson stands out from the rest because she remains one of the biggest stars on the planet. But as I alluded to, her comments on how her character was over-sexualized in the past are conveniently timed, given that her role in the MCU is over. Because I don't think they would have gone over so well 7 years ago. And to Johansson's point, maybe her, Ringwald, and the Nevermind kids' thinking has evolved over the years, leading them to view their situations in a different light. And perhaps a bigger man would give them that benefit of the doubt. But I'm not that guy. And as for Alyssa Milano, well...
You're a cunt. You're a cunt. You're a cunt. Cunt.